David, thank you for being a part of Media Revolutionaries.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how'd you get into this business?
Well, I've had an interesting journey. So I started out as an engineer in the auto business, but was always interested in data and the use of data for new solutions. So in the late 90s, I got interested in data for advertising. That caused me to start Digitas, just as Yahoo was getting started, AOL was getting started, and we applied data to advertising. I then sold that business, helped Publicis work on that for a bit, and went on to data with Akamai. And then from Akamai came to data with weather, which has been a fascinating data set. So it's all been data, whether it be as an advertiser, as a agency, or as a publisher.
Big data, small data, all data.
All data is helpful.
Data. So did you ever have a mentor during this time?
I've been lucky to have mentors in each of those phases. So if I go back to Bain, where I started, my mentor was Arit Gadish, who is the chairman there. And where she was helpful is I would do analysis about the averages and what the client should do. And she would say, David, an average person has one tit and one ball. Average people are irrelevant. You have to understand the individual. And it helped me really understand the importance of getting under the data and looking at precise segments and precise individual patterns, not trying to ever make a decision based on averages.
Other mentors?
Yeah, so then I would say in the Publicis era, Maurice was a terrific partner. I spent a lot of time with Maurice, really understanding how what we did applied in different cultures. The French culture is very different from the American culture, and of course, Publicis was much more global than Digitas, and I learned a lot about how to work on a worldwide basis there. And at Akamai, I worked with Dr. Tom Layton, who did all the original algorithms to connect phone companies to create the internet, and that taught me to really understand computer science and what was possible. And I needed all of those mentors to help me with weather.
Now, as you look back, what was your greatest setback and how did you deal with it?
Well, without naming names, I would say there are at least 3 occasions where I promoted someone too quickly, and I promoted them out of loyalty because they had done a great job in the past role, whether they be great at client service or great at analytics. But when you promoted somebody too early and they can't do the management job, then you have this horrible dilemma of what you can't really demote them, so you lose a good person, and you've got a hole. And so I've tried, I think I've done better as I've gotten older, to be a little slower on promotion and make sure people are really ready for the management job before you give it to them.
What about your greatest accomplishment, recognizing that there's more to come?
Yeah, well, I'm very happy right now about the work we've done on climate change at the Weather Channel. Climate change, of course, is controversial in some parts of the world. It's not controversial among scientists, but taking the scientific fact and helping people understand it, helping them relate it to what's happening in the weather, which is the way most people understand the climate, has been really impactful. We just did a piece of work with military leaders and CEOs who are more conservative, who could really speak about this without making it a bipartisan issue. And I'm happy to begin to move the population. We reach 200 million people a day, and helping those people relate to climate change, I think, will make a difference in their actions.
Now, what would you recommend a new college graduate get into our business?
Well, I think that it's such an interesting time to see the intersection of technology and media. And so you could have a chance to invent entirely new ways of informing society and of helping society inform each other. I think we're going to become a more social, more connected society. I think there's huge parts of the global population just getting technology now, and it's a great chance to leave a mark on the world.
Now, we've seen a lot of change. 10 years from now, what's this industry going to look like?
I think more and more power is shifting to the end consumer. I think the distributors are not going to control the programming. The programmers are going to have to serve different consumers. We're giving more voice to citizens to tell their part of the news. So I feel like we're going to become a much more democratic society, a much flatter society. I think it's a good thing for news and media. And I think it's a good thing for the economics, but definitely you're going to have to earn your keep. You're not going to be able to just push ads at people. They're going to choose what they're going to watch and engage with. You're not going to shoot programming at people. They're going to choose what they're going to watch and when. So you got to earn it. So hopefully the creative bar will be raised.
David, thank you for being a part of our series.
I'm glad to do it, David. Thank you.